Here we are in the windy Rockies up by Estes Park. It's Kent and Kelsey from MrTruck.com, and we today have a 2019 F150 Ford Lariat, and it's got that Coyote engine, the 5-liter and a 10-speed. How much power do we have, Kelsey?
We have 395 horsepower to 400 foot-pounds of torque.
Cool, cool. Your sunburn. You was out chasing cows today.
We were out branding cattle this morning, so we're a little burnt.
Well, that's cool. And we're pulling a Cimarron North Star 3-horse slant horse trailer. It's aluminum skin like the truck. So we got all the cool stuff here. Going up and down the hill, seeing how this does with this Coyote. And what do you think about the power?
Well, off the line, it's a little slow, but once you're up and going, it moves. So,
yeah,
and it rumbles. It sounds nice. It
has that cool sound.
It does have a cool sound.
And that Velocity Blue is awesome. It's a nice color, and then, you know, not much chrome on this truck, so a lot of people really like that. But this has a little bit less power than the V6 EcoBoost, but it's very, very close. Everything on this is very close. And this is a 331, so it's not going to get off the line really fast like a 373 would be. If you were to get a towing package, that's what you would shoot for, is a 373. But yeah, and we're bloated to 8,000 pounds in the trailer. So that's kind of, we're trying to get closer to the maximum weight, which is 9,000 pounds.
A little bit fuller than normal.
Yeah.
Yep.
So come join us for the review, see what it's like driving the mountains with this Coyote. Mr. Truck here with another exciting trailer accessory review. This one's for your gooseneck trailer. It's from Gen Y Hitches. It's called the Cushion Surge Coupler. Torsion Flex. So it's kind of like a torsion axle on a horse trailer. And that inside here are those torsions. And so as this thing flexes, those will move up and down. Gen Y hitches. All you have to do is look at them. They're built like a bulldozer. It's all heavy-duty plate metal. Make them adjustable hitches, pencil hitches, shock-absorbing hitches with torsion, like a torsion axle on a horse trailer. These things will last you forever. You cannot find a better built adjustable hitch. Well, there's the Cimarron 3-horse. That looks kind of escape door. So you can get in here, and that is so cool. We got water totes in there, and there's 2 of them. That's what gets us to 5,000 pounds. And then we have a 3,000 pound trailer.
Putting us at 8?
Yeah, puts us at 8,000 pounds. Now in there, you can see that it is a slant load. It's even got a stud wall in the front, but there's the water totes. And in this door, that's where the tack is now. And see what you can do. This is got 3 saddle racks, blanket bars and all that. But the way this is made, you can take this saddle rack out of there and fold this wall clear up against there if you need more room. And then this saddle rack will fit up front.
So it can move all the way up to the front tack room.
Yeah, you can move it up here.
Or into a dressing room or a full tack right there.
Right, so you can decide whether you want your tack more toward the front or toward the back. And of course the spare tires in here. And it's really cool is this wall on the tack room goes all the way down so that the urine and everything from the horses does not come into your clean dressing room here in the front of this trailer, which is so cool. So Kelsey, that is our Gen Y hitch.
Gen Y hitch.
And the weight distributing hitch, so we're all set. And that is our sway control, which is really cool. You can see back here, it's got the bed liner and all these hooks on the side. I wish I had those hooks. Yeah, it's just too cool. Can you say Coyote? That's that 5.0 V8. They're using Mustangs and all kinds of things. But it is so cool. Giant airbox, an intake runners. Oh, it just says power. Well, this is a fun truck. This is that Coyote 5-liter V8, and it's always cool to listen to this, and when we get up the acceleration. Yeah, it's got a good sound. When you get up the mountains, you'll actually hear it more, because it does have a good deep voice. I love the throw of it, but this is I almost bought this. This is kind of the truck I wanted. But that 3.6 or 3.5 EcoBoost has a little more torque. It's less horsepower, but they're both 10 speeds, and the EcoBoost has a little higher tow rating and a little better fuel mileage rating. Now this one here, we have on this Cimarron North Star 3-horse slant aluminum trailer. We've got it weighted up to about 8,000 pounds. The trailer weighs 3, and I've got 2 water totes, so that's about 8,000 pounds. There you can hear the rumble between gears. Yeah, getting up there. I shifted a little over 3,500 RPMs. A lot of times it shifts at 4, but with this load, I was getting about 9.7 miles per gallon. Because this is rated at an average of 18, so it's 22 on the highway, 16 in the city. And, that's just one off from what the EcoBoost is, so it's very close. And a lot of people are opting for this engine. This was like a third of their sales for a while. Now, they got so many engine choices in the half-ton class that I don't know what the split is right now. I think they have 3, 4, or 5 if you count diesels. I think there's 3 V6s. And yeah, five options in this puppy. But this is a Lariat, so it's pretty loaded. And it's got an MSRP of $64,555, which makes it about 10 grand less than that diesel 250 I had last week. So these Lariats are nice. This has got the monochromatic color, so the Velocity blue that it is that's one of the Raptor colors, and this has that Velocity blue grill, Velocity blue bumpers, Velocity grill, everything is Velocity blue. Which interiors of black leather, but
it's got that full moon roof too.
It's got the what?
The full moon.
Oh yes, it does. That giant double pane moon roof. It's got a lot of cool stuff on it. But yeah, so we're doing a better test today than we've done in a while. We're getting closer to the max towing on this is 9,000 or 8,000. So, and the payload's 1,679 pounds. So if you take off, say, 800 for the tongue weight, you've got a lot of left over, for passengers and cameras and all the stuff we have. But we're getting within 1,000 pounds of max towing on it. And I get these max towing. Number 4 is the hardest one to get the numbers. And the payload's easy; it's in the door. But towing, on trailer max capacities, I usually am going through the Ford RV and trailer towing guide. That gets very, very close. You might be off on just a few options for weight, but it's very, very close. I wish they did like what Ram does, where you just put your VIN number in.
It tells you?
Yeah, it tells you everything about that truck for weights. Maybe Ford will do that sometime, because that is a good thing. And people buying these trucks with tow trailers need all those numbers. But anyway, and this is a 331 rear end, so that axle ratio, I would call it a fuel mileage axle ratio. It's not really a towing one. For this, the EcoBoost, to get the max towing, to get the max towing package, and then you have to get a 355 rear end and all of that to get to those high numbers. On this one, you go to a 373 rear end, which I like those rear ends, and that's that's a lower gear, like what we're used to having, the old 410s, the old 373s. So that's how this one, if you wanted to equip for your max trailer towing, you get it up there, in that 12,000 pound range. That's what you have to do. And this is the 10-speed automatic.
It shifts very smoothly.
Yeah, then they're close together, so yeah, you hardly even feel it shift. But on this one, you can hear it, but you can't really hardly feel it. And we're using, of course, the Gen Y adjustable hitches.
There's your rumble.
Oh my goodness, 6,000 RPM, it wraps up there pretty good. It roars. It's thunder. We'll show you the Gen Y hitch and the weight distributing hitch on there, and I really needed that today because when I was going north, we had a terrible east wind, and you could see the trees leaning, and I had to hang on to it. And the weight distributing hitch, this one does have the sway control, which is what you want. But I think it's so important on these half-ton trucks that you get weight distributing hitch. You know, GM insists on it. Ford and Ram, they highly recommend it. But on a half-ton especially, with that lighter suspension compared to a heavy-duty, it is the way to go. It's the safe way to go. But I'll tell you what all's on this, because I was wanting to talk when we were down still in the flats before we climbed the hill, so you can hear me. We've got a bigger microphone. So hopefully you'll be able to hear us better, because a lot of times in these loud V8s you don't hear as well. But it's got all the cool stuff, the Bliss trailer towing monitoring, and it's all those cameras, and it splits up and you can see down the sides of the trailers. I love that. And then they have their special sound systems at B&O. And it's got remote start, reverse sensing, heated steering wheel. And the second row is heated. That's nice. Makes my grandkids happy when we go out and cruise. And in the dual panel moonroof, that's like a $14.95 option.
So there's hat space for that.
Yeah. Voice activated navigation. My favorite thing is the adaptive cruise control. It has stop and go and pre-collision, so it'll actually stop you if you get too close to somebody. It actually activated yesterday. I wasn't driving dangerously, but I did get close to this guy, decided to stop all of a sudden, and it's nice to have all those automatic things. This is one of those trucks you would have to try awfully hard to crash it. I don't want to try that hard. But, yeah, my favorite thing is adaptive cruise control.
I like the side steps, the power side steps.
Yeah, those are AMP. Those are nice. They've had those for quite a while.
Yep.
And these are fast. The ones on the GM, I don't know who makes theirs exactly, but it's slow, and it's really noisy, which is really odd, because Chevy's always been big time on, being a nice, quiet truck, and I can't believe they have such loud running boards. And this has also got the right kind of mirrors. These are towing mirrors. I want these mirrors. I'm still waiting to get mine. I want to put them on my 150. I love them. They're big. They get that big
spotter at the bottom.
Yeah, the concave, whatever it is, and it's big. And that's what I use. I use that more than any of the other one, which is kind of weird. But anyway, I like these big mirrors. And these have the light on the end, and they power telescope. But Fx4 package, so you got the skid plates and the special tune shocks. In the old days, Ford used to use Rancho shocks and on their Fx4 package, and now they make their own special off-road shock. So I guess that's one way of cutting costs back, but they have that. And they call them all-terrain tires. I'm not so sure I'm going to call these all-terrain tires. The one I had in the 250 last week was, and these are 18-inch wheels. So the Fx4, you got the skid plates. I mean, I almost always get the skid plate package, the off-road package, whatever brand it is, because there's so much crap you can run over. You just drive out in the field up here, you get barbed wire and all that, and you want to protect your underneath this thing. This has got a bed liner, floor liner, tray style. Of course, the tailgate step's getting the big thing. They put it in about every Ford made, I think. The brake controller's $275. It's got a technology package. You'll have to explain that to me. Then, of course, that 360-degree camera. I don't think how many cameras they've got now. I lose track of them. GM is now talking about 15 camera positions. Ford used to talk about 7 or 9. And there's a lot of cameras on these things. And this has flex fuel. I missed that. My old 250 that I traded off, I had that where I could use the E85 or whatever it was. And that was like $1 cheaper. And at times I like to use that. Now I'm using the mid-grade, sometimes premium grade. But this is one loaded puppy, and it's a good-looking truck too. These sport packages they have, sport appearance package, $300, but so that makes some good-looking trucks out of this. I still like some chrome, but I think the trend is people don't like chrome like they used to. So everybody wants to get those monochromatic colored bumpers and grills. And yeah, it looks cool. But I'm still a redneck. I like some chrome. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel important to have some chrome on my limousine truck. But anyway, and this thing's one of the safest. It's beat all the safety standards, so it's about as safe a truck as you can buy. And the overall score is 5 stars. Frontal crash, both sides, 5 stars. Side crash, both sides, 5 stars. The rollover is 4 stars, which is really weird because that B pillar, A and B, B pillar is very strong. They have really strong flooring on the base of the cab. Because I've seen these in crashes. I've had my brothers in some crashes with them, and they really were strong at the B pillar. So I don't know why I didn't get a 5 on rollover, but anyway, that's how that goes. So 331 we're in, so it won't quite accelerate as fast, but you'll figure out how to make it go fast.
Oh yeah.
Now the steering, that 250 had special like adaptive steering too, but I don't think this one does. But I noticed this saying I have the lane, the lane
Parts
thing.
are off?
Yeah, I can never tell if it's off or on because
Mine's off.
Does it say off? You almost have to be stopped to get it to go on. It's a tricky deal, but I know this thing was trying to keep me in the lane, so I hate to fight the truck when I'm driving. I want one of us to decide who's going to drive. But anyway.
But you like the adaptive cruise control and the emergency stop and everything else.
Yeah, there's only a few things that I have to whine about, but this is a mighty fine truck. This body stop came out in 15 when I went to aluminum. They dropped that an inch. Before it was kind of a fake one. They actually just raised the back part of it up. This time they actually, because they knew they had to make the cab work for the 250. So they've done some of the right things on this cab.
Makes it so much easier to see everything.
Oh, it is. You got to have visibility. That's why the semis have that big drop on their doors, so they can see around it. Wow, it's almost warm enough to see bicycles running all over the place.
Here soon.
Yes, indeed.
It's a wonderful weekend. Just hope it doesn't rain us out, guys.
Yeah, well, tomorrow's Mama's Day.
Tomorrow's Mama's Day.
So those 2 little babies, have they got you some cards made? Or?
I think so. I don't know. We'll see tomorrow.
Yeah. I used to enjoy that. My mom died when I was 5, so my oldest sister became my mom for school things, and she's my mama monitor, whatever you call it, so I make her Christmas cards. But anyway,
we do most of the time. We do our brandings on Mother's Day weekend. So
yeah. Well, you've been out wrestling cattle, so
this morning we were.
Yeah, you're a regular cattle girl.
Got a little sunburnt, but
I miss that. I used to do all that stuff in the old days.
Trailer disconnected.
Yeah. Oh, the white lights are on. We're fine. I don't know why it does that. See, now it goes back and forth. It's thinking about it, but that's why I leave the lights on so you can see that you are plugged in. But we've got that good sway control on our weight distributing hitch, so it squeaks going around corners. Because that's what is friction on the weight distributing hitch to do the sway control. It grabs it as it goes around a corner. And some people don't like the squeaking. To me, it's part of the safety. I know it's working.
Your trailer's still back.
Let's see how the truck knows it's all working again.
Now
for a while there, it had a little bit of a fit trying to figure out if there's a trailer back there. But
just makes me question your hookup skills.
I know. Yeah, I don't get hooked up much anymore. But I plugged everything in. And I even put a weight distributing hitch on this beautiful Cimarron trailer. I drilled 2 holes, one on each side, and we made it all work because we're trying to be safe. It's such a good looking trailer. I hate drilling holes in it, but I had to drill 2 holes. And Andre helped me. He was having a hard time drilling straight, but he got the hang of it. Oh man, listen to that thunder. Oh, y'all love it. Now this one, you're in tow haul mode, so when we come down the hill, we'll see how well the exhaust brake works.
Yep.
Well, it's not exhaust brake. That's on a diesel. It's tow haul mode.
Tow haul mode.
So we'll see what the grade shift does on it coming down. Yeah, pulling 8,000 pounds, I need to get you more loaded trailers because that's how you really judge these trucks. But this one is pretty well loaded weight-wise with that trailer. And that trailer is, I think it's 7 feet wide. It's got the small fenders.
Fits nicely in its lanes.
Yeah. Yeah, you're 8.5 to the outside, just like a semi.
Whoa.
Whoa. Gives that Jeep decided it's his road.
Yeah. Good thing we were only halfway in the lane, right?
Yeah, really. Well, you're a good driver. You can avoid all those crazy people.
I don't know.
And you got to be a defensive driver. Yeah, you got to be a defensive driver. But I think this V8, with all that horsepower, it beats the EcoBoost on horsepower. 395, that it gets up and scoots. Beats it by 20. So I think acceleration is really good on this.
This guy thought that was a through lane or what?
Yeah, when she's surprised.
Yeah.
Pull it behind a parked car, thinking she's going somewhere.
Have to sit there before you realize it.
Yeah, it's heavy traffic through here too.
Mother's Day weekend.
Yes, Saturday. We're always up here when it's always heavy traffic. Yep. 6,000 RPM. What gear are we in?
2.
Second gear. We went way down there. Oh, cool. Hear that rumble, that V8 deep throat voice. Sounds cool. Sounds like a hot rod. It's got the brake controller. It's $275. And I hope they move it up because they moved it down for that Pro Trader backup assist, and that
You can't see it really.
yeah, I know they moved the Super Duties up where it should be because now they've got a Pro Trader backup assist for 2020 that works with goosenecks, which is interesting.
Oh, really?
So I'm gonna play with that probably this fall.
I don't know. I haven't figured this one out. So
Well, yeah, you got to put these little stickers on your trailer hitch, and your camera has to
Oh.
identify them, and then it takes over and it starts doing all that stuff for you, and all you do is run the knob. But you run the knob the opposite way you run the steering wheel, which is what messes me up. So I'm not a fan. This has got the
but
bed
they made
liner.
it so everybody could do it, right?
I know, and that's how I've got it. That's how I need to describe it. Is if you're a first-time trailer towing guy or gal, you need a little bit of help, and you'll learn it that way, and you're fine. Me, I've been doing it 47 years, and so it just messes with my mind. My mind's a terrible thing to mess with. But anyway, this also has flex fuel, which I like. That so you can run the E85 or whatever it is. Because that'll save you a lot of money. I mean, I don't know, but you lose a little bit of power, lose a little bit of fuel mileage, but when you're, spending
Saving $1 on fuel.
yeah,
down.
when you save that much on fuel, I did that on my 250. I used it quite often. But anyway, that's how it goes. So, we're pulling up some grades. How's the power on it?
With 8,000 pounds, it's actually right where I figured it would be.
Yeah.
It's loud. You can hear it. It's moving. Not as fast as a lot of the MD trailers, but we've also
Right.
got 8,000 of the 9,000 pounds.
Yeah, we're trying to get closer to testing these trailers loaded, and it's a good way to do it. I mean, it runs up to like red line when it shifts,
It does.
and this is a 10-speed. Then we'll see how it comes down the hill, how great shifts. We are in tow haul mode.
We are into home.
Good, so we're doing good. And a 10-speed now, they calibrate these a little bit differently. Are you doing it with your foot, or is that?
I'm doing that with my foot.
Okay.
It wasn't coming off.
Yeah, see these 10 speeds, I worried about it when they first came out because 10 speeds, the gears are closer.
Yeah.
So your RPMs don't get as high, so it makes it a little harder
To grade shift
But when they use the Raptor engine and the Expedition and the Limited and the Raptor, it actually will downshift and hold gears much better because they've calibrated differently. So come on, Ford, calibrate all your engines that way so your grade shifting is perfect, because you can come down the hill in a Limited 150 with the high output Raptor engine and 10 speed, it'll lock those gears in. You'll only shift like 3 times coming down the Ike.
That's
Got
nice.
one of an I-70 with TFL truck, where these will do 10 times. So they should do that to all these 10 speeds, especially in half-ton class. They do pretty good in heavy duties. They'll slow you way down, but half-tons need all the help they can get. Please calibrate them all like the Limited. But anyway, that's how that goes. But these are good handling trucks. I mean, I have not measured squat on this because I got a weight distributing hitch on there, and I've leveled it up pretty good. But we are using the Gen Y adjustable hitch, and I'm using their version of the weight distributing hitch, and it's got sway control, which is what you want. That's what you'll hear squeaking when we go around corners, because it's dragging those spring arms, and that means they're working. Some people don't like the noise. I love it. I know that things are working, but it's that friction that controls the sway of the trailer. And on the way up here, going north, it was a terrible eastbound wind, and I had to hang on to the truck because it was trying to move. And the weight distributing hitch helped, and this steering helped. But
It's got a very heavy steering.
yeah, it does. It does.
very
It
heavy.
gives you like a feel for the road, almost like manual steering. I like the way that works, and it keeps you centered too. It's got all, you know, the lane departure stuff that likes to help steer you. Sometimes you have to fight the truck to see who's going to drive it this time. But and you can shut some of that stuff off too. Here comes the rain.
Here comes the rain.
Hopefully we can go out.
Do an intro outside?
Yeah, do our intro and find out what the horsepower and torque is on this puppy. But yes, now hopefully this microphone, we're using a new microphone and see if we can get more sound, because the V8s get a little loud.
It is loud.
Yeah.
You can definitely hear it.
People love that noise, and I like it too. I mean, it's almost like a Mustang getting these things, and they flat out purr.
It's funny, we were outside in the sun all morning, and now it's raining.
Yeah. Well, that's Colorado in the spring and the Rockies. It'll rain almost every afternoon in the spring. It's just what it does. We're used to having wind every day we go up here.
Yeah.
Maybe today will be different.
Rain.
Yeah, we'll just get wet and not get blown away. Hope the camera's right off a little bit and capturing some of the scene. So you're a cowgirl. What do you think of this truck?
I would have to figure out how to, I don't know if it's the 8,000 pounds. It is, how do I put this properly? It's slow to go with 8,000 pounds, but as soon as you get going, you have no problem going faster.
So I think it's slower off the line.
Slower off the line at 8,000 pounds.
Yeah, and I think, yeah.
And it could be that rear end.
Yeah, I think if you did have a
100%.
373, it would purr a little. It would get up and go faster. You're right. That's a fuel mileage rear end, but that's what they're trying to do is, you know, let people see both ways. And if you were to get something close to a 12,000 pound trailer, you would want the 373.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's.
But maintaining or accelerating speed after you're already going, it's not a problem. It's getting going.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a pole to go.
Yeah. Well, first gear is in the fours. It's way down there, but that I'm sure it shifts the second pretty fast. Ford likes to go through the gears really fast. What gear are we in now?
We're in 3.
Third gear at 3,500 RPMs.
Going 45.
Yeah. So it's hold that's pretty good RPMs. I mean, you know, when it shifts, it's at 6,000 RPM. Then of course it drops off a bit, so that's about where it wants to run. Going uphill, we're probably going up 5% grades.
Just a small little grade.
Yeah. So you've been out branding cattle all day.
Well, we went and branded the herd this morning and got everybody vaccinated and set them back out.
Well, that's good. I miss those days. I used to love riding the calves when I was a kid, working the cattle, vaccinating them, cutting those things off, branding them, and all the fun stuff.
Rope the calves, drag them out. All the mamas go to shoot though.
Are you a good roper?
No.
You're not a good roper. I figured you were good at everything. But that's what I was experiencing this morning, and we'll show you that the Gen Y adjustable hitch and the weight distributing hitch on there. But you know, Ford and Ram recommended. Chevy says you got to use weight distributing hitch, and it's a very good idea on half ends. I know my horse trader friends don't like using weight distributing hitch, but these are so simple to put on, and it does give you better control. And that's like, you know, on the way up here, that side wind out east.
Swaying, it's not bobbing, it's not.
Yeah, it's good control, and you feel confident when you're driving. But I know that wind was hitting me so hard, and then, you know, the way the steering on this, it's trying to save you all the time. And then I had to keep watching the trees and how much wind there was, so I could decide what the movement was. And it was the wind, and it was doing okay, but I had to hang on to it. I couldn't just daydream like I normally do. So. No, it's good, and using the weight distributing hitch with sway control is a very good idea. It's not so important in the heavy duties, but it is important in the half tons and the mid-size. They all need a little bit of help controlling that trailer. But yes, indeedy. Well, we're coming downhill into Estes, and you're going about 3,700 RPM. What gear are you in?
Third.
Yeah, because it was downshifting pretty good, and then, of course, it raised the RPMs. You hear the thunder. And now we're just kind of cruising on into the city. It's a pretty good drop into Estes off the mountain. Go to
Nice
Lake
great
Estes.
grill.
Yeah. We should go check out the Stanley. Go do a donut in the Stanley parking lot. They usually
You have to drag the trailer.
Yeah, those idiots, they started charging just to park in their parking lot. Like it's that big of a deal. I used to go there with the trucks and trailer and, just do a photo shoot there in front of it, but not if they think they're that holy. I don't even bother them anymore. We stayed there one night and I was not impressed. I mean, it's a cool old hotel, but it's kind of a rundown, cool old hotel. A lot of weddings there, so I walk around a wedding party, but you go in there and it's not like it's upkept or been remodeled for a while, or even just, painted and the normal stuff. You go to like the hotels in Detroit, and there's a lot of history there. I mean, Ford's got one in Dearborn that I stay at quite often, and it is like superb. I think it's Marriott runs it, but man, it's an old hotel just like the Stanley, but it all feels nice and bright, clean, and updated. Yeah, that's a nice old hotel. I like those, but I'm not a fan of the Stanley. But anyway, they used to have a really cool museum in there. Stanley, that Stanley steamer, the car, and then I think the cleaning service. And they used to have those Stanley cars, those old cars. They would do 110 miles an hour off a steam engine, which is pretty good for like 1918 or whatever they were. It was amazing.
I couldn't imagine 100 miles an hour in one of them.
I know it. Your brakes wouldn't stop you at 30 miles an hour, so you got to do it in the salt flats. That's how that works. But yeah, they broke a lot of speed records with the Stanley steamer cars. All right, Kelsey, this is one of the most loaded trailers we've had in a while, or at least closest to the max weight, which I want to start doing more of that. So now we're going to do our trailer ability and function score.
All right.
So you get 5, and I get 5, so we still can't get over 100. I know if this was a Ram, you'd try to give it 100 right off the bat.
Oh,
but
not all of them.
Okay. So trailer control at close to max weight. How do you think it controls the weight? And, it's more like trailer control, not necessarily handling. That's the next one. So out of 5.
When we say trailer control, can I dock a point automatically for where they put the trailer controller in the vehicle?
Oh, the brake controller?
Yeah.
Sure, you could do that.
Right, so we're automatically already at a 4 because I can't see it and I have to fumble around for it.
Right.
If it was my truck and I got used to it, I'd probably give it a 5, but I can see mine. I know where mine's at. It's right there. So we're going to go with a 4. I know these brakes are working. I know that's working.
Yeah, that's all working.
It's working. That's nicely. It's just placement error.
I agree with that completely. Okay, because that's, everything else is nice on the way that it handles. The steering's a little bit, I'm almost taking the thing off because of the steering. It's that new super adaptive kind of steering that I'm not used to, and along with the lane departure thing, it keeps wanting to make me safe.
I keep trying to fight that.
Yeah, right. And I would shut that off. I think was what I would do. But
wow.
Do you want to take another point off for that?
I thought that was going to be more of my handling.
Okay, we'll go with that. So truck handling, and I didn't measure the squat. I'm going to start doing that too. But so for the truck, I know it handles the trailer certain well, and those kind of things. How do you think that is?
I'm deducting that point for. I haven't easily found how to turn off that lane departure correction.
Yeah, there's a button for it, but I think you got to be stopped to do it. But I think it's that plus the adaptive steering thing you got to be able to shut off.
Yeah, the adaptive steering to where it'll pull me back, and you can feel it in the steering wheel. And the first couple times it kind of freaked me out because it just literally just corrects you.
Yeah.
So then you're fighting with it. Because sometimes I don't want to be in my lane, and I want to be switching lanes. Or I need to be paying attention. I understand that. But, so, handling-wise, the truck did great with the 8,000 pounds we have out of the 9,000.
Right.
It's not swinging. It's not bobbing. The hitch that you guys picked and set up for it, it's perfect. But the mind of its own, I don't like that. So, 4.
Okay. And this is kind of tricky because when I'm scoring, if I take off 1, that's 1. But if we both take off 1, that's 2.
Uh-oh.
So we're losing, but that's okay. That's okay. So I'm going to actually, I think all that is something I can adjust. So I'm going to go with a 5. Reaching the controls. How are you on reaching
When we say
everything?
reaching the controls.
That means like the mirror controls,
Mirror
the brake
controls are
controller.
great.
Well, not the brake controller. We did that somewhere else. But how about, I want to take off one because the stupid fan toggle. I like.
You like the knob.
Yeah, I like a knob.
You like the knob,
buttons.
and there's a cluster of little buttons here.
Yeah, it's got some big knobs too, but
I'm not gonna. I mean, I shouldn't say this. Ford, this little button on the bottom of my gear shifter, it's kind of silly to me. I like my tow haul button to be right in the dash cluster, but I also handle a trailer a lot more than, sort of say, some people that were getting this one. So
yeah,
I would take it off, not for the little fan button, but for the button on the bottom of my shifter for my tow haul to select my modes.
And see, on a stem, like on my truck, it has a stem and there's a button there that you push, and that gives you the econo button for better fuel mileage, and it does help. And it also gives you the tow haul, the sport mode, and then the normal mode. And it's really interesting. When I'm using cruise control, if it's in normal mode or sport mode or any of those, and using cruise control and you go back and hit resume, and if you're driving slow, it'll flat out take off. But if it's in the eco mode for fuel mileage, it ramps up slowly, which I think is kind of cool. So you're going to go with 4 there.
I'm going to go with a 4 there, not because of the little buttons, but because of the button at the bottom of the shifter.
Okay. So go with the 4 there. And that's my only complaint is that. So actually, I'm going to end up taking, because we're going to get really weird numbers compared to last time. So I'm going to cut yours back to a half, mine to a half. So we'll end up with a total score of 9 between the two of us.
Okay.
I'm just that way. Okay, what about mirrors? I love these mirrors.
These are wonderful. You can see everything. The fish mirror is huge. The power, you're getting all 5 from me.
Okay, well, good. We're agreed there. So now we got 10 on the mirrors. Now, acceleration. I know you were a little disappointed, and I know it's because of the gear ratio, so I understand that. So what do you want to give it for acceleration with a loaded trailer?
With a loaded trailer, if it has to be this truck with this rear end, I'm going to give her a 4.5. A 4 to a 4.5. I'd go 4.5 just through the fact that I know it's the rear end. It needs to be different.
Right. That's a good way. I'm going to do that too. So that we're at 9. So that makes it easy at math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes it a 95. So our max score for this truck is 95, which is a good score. We've had some of these heavy duties do a 98. I know you wanted to give that Ram 100. We probably gave it a 98 or 9, but anyway. So, no, this is good. So, that's where we are. We're at 95 on this one. Took off the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 95. And it's a good trade. And there's a few things that I would change and you would change to make it that perfect towing truck. And that's, how it is. And then, so this truck could become that if it had a different ratio, if it had a few other things on it. So, 95 is not a bad score.
Yeah.